Hello YouTube! Just on time, 7 p.m. The patch notes just got released and I'm super hyped to go through them. We can already see Angel on this picture, so I'm curious if that's gonna see a buff. But yeah, what am I hoping of this patch right now? So obviously we 100% need Siren Song to be hard nerfed, so it's hopefully not playable again. Like I might even have to say they have to gut it because it's really toxic, as we saw in this meta. In case you guys are not following me on Twitter, I posted my buff and nerf idea, like my wish for the patch. And another card that I wish to see nerfed is Champion Strength. That was my nerf idea that I tweeted. I'm gonna blend the picture in somewhere here, whatever. So the idea is, since the name is Champion Strength, that the power of non-champions get, like the stat gain from non-champion is gonna get reduced, while champions are still getting the same +4/+4. Simple but effective. It's still strong, it gives you stat buffs, it gives you a double attack with Scout, so super strong. My buff idea was just reworking the bar, so back to 6 mana, but it only works with cards created from Barkeep. Creating like an archetype for Barkeep deck, since the card wants to be printed, and that landmark then supports this idea. I think it's gonna make the card worse, but 100% more fun and less toxic. So, but then again, if we nerf like these important cards, right? There are also other packages we want to see nerfed. Like we need to see a small nerf to Karma set, coins, 100%. Hopefully nerfing the Ionia aspect while buffing Jack and his package in the Bilgewater package. We also probably need a small nerf to Ornn and Jax. Probably some Monument, Teemo decks, maybe like the Jinx Echo deck. But yeah. I don't want to waste any more time, so let's go through the patch notes. I'm really curious. I'm really hoping we're gonna see a lot of buffs for like archetypes like Ambush, the Jack package, and all that. So hopefully we'll see that. Here we already have a picture of what we're gonna expect. So we see instantly the card from Jack, his champion spell, and Jack himself get buffed. All right, let me just go through it all. I don't want to see the picture. All right, first card is Crimson Pigeon. What are they changing? Grant me +1/+1 to give me +1/+1. So is it just a this round effect? This Bloody Pigeon has been the cornerstone of several aggressive decks and could quickly snowball out of control if unanswered. We're looking to clip its wing so it can't fly away with the game. Alright, so the picture still says grant me, but I'm guessing they're gonna do it with this round, which 100% makes the card a lot worse. And I like that nerf because I think aggro decks are really strong, like any Jhin, with Pigeon being one of the main stars in those decks. So I'm a big fan of that idea. It's still probably gonna be played since the rare card is rotated, but it's definitely worse and more balanced in my opinion. So I'm all for this change. Really, really good. And there we have the coin nerf from burst speed to focus. That's a really good nerf. The sad thing though is it also makes Jack worse, and I don't think Jack deserved this, but we already saw he's getting buffs, so at least he's getting compensated for it, and this would 100% nerf Karma set. I kind of wish they made like, if the coins get doubled, the second coin would only give 1 mana, but seems like they're not going for that direction. But this is a good start, and hopefully we will see less Karma sets after the patch gets released. So burst speed coins enable powerful defensive capabilities, especially when coupled with a focus speed. We're shifting coin usage more into proactive usage rather than reactive. I like that. This should open more clear windows to fight against coin strategies in combat, and also enable removal windows against units like a leveled up Karma who are running a monopoly in the poor Runeterra economy. Yeah, really good nerf. I like it. Kaiser ult, 5 cost 4/4 quick attack to just a 5 cost 4/4. They removed the quick attack. I'm a bit confused because they show the ult one on the picture on the card, not the change. Kaiser has been silently potent in standard for a while now, despite flying under the radar. We're giving her some more counterplay. We're blocking by removing a quick attack. She'll still be potent as she evolves, but she will have to work a bit harder for it. I like that. So she doesn't contribute for her evolve anymore. So you have to play units with keywords, 6 different keywords. So she doesn't give herself anymore the quick attack. That's so good. Because Shurima and Demacia, like the best Kaiser deck, I don't think they have any quick attack units. If you don't get them randomly from a husk from like Domination or something. So that is a really harsh nerf for that deck. And I like that. It doesn't nerf like the Evelyn Kaiser deck, because you get a lot of quick attack husks if you play it usually. Or I'm just being unlucky whenever I play it. But yeah. Really good nerf, makes it a lot riskier to attack with Kaiser. I like it. Really good nerf. Yeah, also the level up, just the quick attack removed. Really, really good nerf. Oh, what? Powder Pandemonium from 5 cost to 7 cost. Remember when this card was a 4 cost? How times change. It's a 7 cost. So this is a nerf to Marai Great Mother and Hextech Anomaly, because now this is in the 6+ cost card pool, and you usually don't have Plunder in those decks. That's like the first idea I had in my head. But obviously this is a nerf to Samira Fizz. Really, really good finisher. Now with being a 7 cost, being much worse. Not sure if they're even gonna play it anymore. Probably, maybe as a 1 or 2 off still, but that's a really hard nerf. Despite previous changes, Powder Pandemonium proved to be a flexible early game play, and while being an explosive late game finisher, we're bumping it up to make sure it leans more towards its more explosive fantasies. Yeah. Probably needed. I'm not sure if 7 was needed, maybe like 6, but I'm not complaining. I'll take the 7. I was never a big fan of this card, but here we are. Good change. Legionary Charge from 2 cost to 3 cost. Interesting. I'm wondering why they're nerfing this card. This was just good in the Rumble Wayne deck, but Rumble is rotated, so I'm not sure why they're nerfing this card. Legionary Charge decks are here historically up to no good, and we want to ensure this versatile tutor has to pay a price to reap the rewards. Editor's note, this is the only balance change for a card in the Eternal format. Oh, all other cards are available for playing the standard form. Oh, this card got rotated. Interesting. Okay. So was it a nerf for specifically Wayne Rumble? I have never seen the deck. Like, I haven't seen the deck in a long time. I wonder what people played this in, but interesting. I mean, sure, I guess. Plaza Guardian. It's from a 6/6 to a 5/5. Alright, they nerfed this card because of the Seraphine Samira deck that's been running around. That was a really, really strong card, and the nerf is definitely deserved. With a slew of spell-slinging decks gaining popularity, this adjustment is to help put this card back into its place, the Plaza. This card is standard legal, but this adjustment should help the Eternal format out a bit as well. Alright, I see. Definitely needed. I still think it's a good idea to keep the quick attack, since that's like the key thing about this card. So nerfing the stats is a really good idea. So you don't have to always feel that bad if you don't block it. So you're only getting 5 damage instead of 6 if you don't have like good blockers, I guess. But good nerf. Okay. Here we have it. Siren Song from a 4 cost to a 6 cost. Alright, they're just nerfing it by 2 mana. I was kind of hoping they were nerfing, they were like removing the health aspect of the card, since that was like the most toxic one. Since the 1-drops like had bigger stats than my 4 and 5 drops, almost. So that was kind of my wish, like removing the health and maybe making it a 5 cost. But here we are. It's a 6 cost now. So the thing is, you can still play this on turn 3. If you have like shelf, I mean you don't have to play Shell Shocker, but it's like a free 1-drop, right? It gives you the spell mana back. But now if you want to play it on turn 3, you can't play any units other than Shell Shocker. So that's a big downside already. You're skipping basically the first 3 turns. Is that gonna make the card unplayable? I don't think so. I still think those decks are gonna be playable if we don't see any other nerfs. Probably being good still. But yeah, they're definitely much worse with this, so you definitely can punish those decks a bit harsher if they wanna play Siren Song, especially double Siren Song, which is gonna cost 12 mana instead of 8 now. This may be the swan song for a fair Siren Song. While this took the meta by storm in a multitude of decks, we wanted to knock it down a fair margin to allow other strategies some breathing room. Yeah, definitely deserved. I don't think anyone is going to complain with it. I'm curious how much this actually matters, so we'll have to wait and see. Alright, buff. Frisk Adventure. From 3 cost, deal 2 to a unit and create 2 coins if it kills it, to a 4 cost, deal 3 and create 2 coins if it kills it. Is that really a buff? They're making it a 4 cost, but only buffing the damage by 1. I'm not sure how much of a buff that is. It kind of feels like... I don't want to say it feels like a nerf. Because dealing 3 is good. I'm not sure about this. I don't think it would have been broken if it still was 3 mana, deal 3. Because you only get the coins if you kill a unit, so it's interactable and it's low speed, right? So it has to be a good payoff, right? But being a 4 cost, I'm not 100% on this, but maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps this venture was a bit too risky. This bump into power should allow Jack to more reliably kill relevant units while building up the bank. I wish they would kinda give the card 3 coins then if it's a 4 cost. But yeah, let's wait and see if that buff matters. I'm curious. Hush. From a 3 cost to a 2 cost. Wait, this is another Targonian Tailstones buff. Man, Targonian Tailstones is so good now. 2 cost Hush. This is also a Seraphine buff. Seraphine can give you Hush now again. What? That's a strong buff. I'm scared of this. When Hush was released, this card was so obnoxious to play against. This feels scary. That's a really, really hard buff. Well, Hush is definitely gonna see play in every Targon deck again. I'm pretty sure. Because this can silence champions also, remember. To like pause effects, to deny level ups, and all that. We're definitely gonna see Hush in the meta again, in Targon decks. Rhyme Fang Pack Old, 1 cost 1/1 Overwhelm, to new 3 cost 0/4 Overwhelm. I have +1/+0 for each time you frostbitten enemies this game. So you have, when you summon it, you can still frostbite and it gets buffs. So that's a really good buff. So it used to only get the buffs from all the frostbites you've played over the game, but now if it's on the board, it still gets those buffs if you frostbite while it's on the board, which is really good. That's a really good change. Hopefully this sees play in frostbite decks now, because the Rhymefang Mother and like the Rhymefang Pack are really cool cards or finishers also even in frostbite decks. So, but we never really saw them. So I really am a fan of this buff, showing frostbites some love without like buffing frostbites themselves. Really, really good change. And also the other cards are getting changed, okay? Frozen Fear. From Frostbite an enemy, summon a Rhymefang Pack, granted +1/+1 for each time you frostbitten enemies this game. To Frostbite an enemy, summon a Rhymefang Pack. Alright, so they just removed the effect since it already is on the card itself. Really good, okay. Nice, I like it. And Rhymefang Dam Matter from 6 cost 5/5 to 5 cost 4/4. With just the text being removed again. Alright, so 1 turn earlier. The Rhymefang Dam Matter getting reduced stats, but that's fine because you mostly care about the Rhymefang Pack anyway. So honestly, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see those in Frostbite decks. I want to build a Frostbite deck with like those 2 cards in it. Seems really cool. I like it a lot. Really, really cool buff to like the Frostbite archetype. And here we have Jack. Alright, let's see. What are they doing to my boy? From strike, create a coin in hand, to strike, create a coin in hand. When you refill mana, heal me 1 for each refilled mana. Oh, Healing, alrighty. And the level up strike, create 2 coins in hand, refill mana, grant me +1 for each mana refill. To strike, create 2 coins. When you refill mana, grant me +1 and heal me. So he basically just heals if you refill mana. That's an interesting change. I did not expect anything like that. That is cool. My guess for Jack was like, for his level up, they make it the effect like, for every mana that you refill this round, grant me the mana. So if you use the coins in the turn to level up Jack, you still get the attack buff from refilling with these coins. So he still gets the attack from those, right? Because that was the main problem for Jack. You use the coins to level him up, but then you don't have coins to boost his attack. But that's a really cool buff, being able to heal Jack up. I like it a lot. Let's see if that makes him play. It definitely makes him better. Like, he's a really good 4-drop. So, oh yeah, with Prize Fight especially, because he can't die to those, but he strikes. And then you get the coins. Man, I'm gonna play more Jack. And here's Angel, alrighty. From a 6-5 brash to 5-5 brash, plunder, create 3 coins. Thank you. Giving Angel an actual effect, but still being in the Bilgewater region, you have to do something to get the effect. It's a gambling region, you have to do something to get coins. That was the main thing with Bilgewater all the times. The one drop gives you the coin if he dies. The Frisk Adventure gives you a coin if it kills the unit. Jack needs to strike. The equipment requires you to strike. And here we have Angel needing to plunder and getting 3 coins. And being a 5 cost here. Right? Oh wait, it was always a 5 cost, no? So they're just changing the stat line, alright. But that's really cool. That will probably make Angel being a playable card in Jack decks. I like it a lot. This card, the art is amazing. And I really love the look and the card itself, so I will be playing some Jack for sure. But Kai Witherclaw, alright, that was one of the most useless cards in the game. Alt, when an enemy is challenged, give it -2, -0 this round. Yeah, that was garbage. To new play, grant an enemy vulnerable. That's already better and still the same effect. Yeah, that was 100% needed. So they needed to give this card either Challenger, which probably didn't make much sense in Shurima since they are more focused on granting enemies vulnerable instead of having Challenger themselves. So play grant an enemy vulnerable is 100% the buff this card needed, and I like it a lot. Will that make it playable? I'm not sure. I don't think still this card is good, but that definitely helps it and makes it better. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see it. Let's see. I like it. Renekton archetype getting a buff. Porg. Faithful Wolfdog. Alt 3 cost 2/3 with an equipment that costs 2 or less on the play. To a 3 cost 1 to play equipment with an equipment that costs 2 or less from hand. And Forge Me. Alright, so they're nerfing its stat line, but it forges the weapon, which overall gives him the same stat line, but buffs the equipment. So if the dog dies, you have a better equipment, which is overall a good buff for this card. Interesting. So we haven't seen any Aatrox Wayne nerfs so far, and that is a buff for this deck, which is kind of scary. I don't think it's bad to nerf this card, since it's a really cool card. You need an ally to die to have this effect, but sure, I don't think this is a bad change, but maybe hopefully we'll see a small nerf in that package still, but maybe we don't have to see a nerf. Let's see. Aurora Borealis from 6 cost to 5 cost. Like a signal from the heavens, blessing the Poro King's reign. This update adds some more feasibility to the Poro King's origin. Alright. Yeah, this card was way too expensive to do something. So I think this is a pretty good buff without making the Poro King crazy OP. So the good thing about this buff also is now Great Mother and Hextech Anomaly don't have this in their card pool anymore, because you don't want to have this card in those decks because it's useless, right? So that's a Great Mother Hextech Anomaly buff, and I like that a lot. Porg, I like this. Really good change. One of the tribes from 9 cost to 8 cost, 1 turn earlier. That matters a lot. That is a big change. This is a huge Nico Freljord buff. Really scary. I like it a lot though. This card was way too slow on turn 9. With being able to play this card on turn 8 is definitely a really strong buff. The Crested Lionheart from 5/5 to 6/6, just buffing the stats up. Holy, that's a hard unit to kill now. 6/6 with tough. It was already like well statted, right? With tough. But now this is really hard to kill. Interesting. I'm not sure if that card needed a buff from the package from Nico, but since I never really saw them being played, sure, buff it, I don't mind. And then we have the Glacier Saurian from 5/5 to 5/4 Overwhelm. Alright, another Overwhelm card to potentially finish games. That is really good, I like this change. Since it's getting buffed anyway from Nico or maybe other cards like Omen Hawk, you don't care about this 1 health being less. The Overwhelm keyword is so good for this. The only Overwhelm card they had was one of the tribes, which is a 9 cost, and the card that grants itself for every, like, the +1/+1 for each different subtype you have on the board. I forgot the name. Something with bone, I think. But yeah, now we have another Overwhelm unit, which is really good. So that's a good Nico buff without buffing Nico herself, I guess. So cool, I like it. Hopefully we will see Nico decks now more often. And that seems to be all the card changes. Anything worth mentioning in the bug fixes? Shadow in the Brush will no longer be prismatic. That is a good change. Yeah, that was probably needed. Hex Bitterer would not obliterate. That is also fixed. That is really good. The Javelin Toss would target the Nexus, even if enemy units on the board. That was also needed. Nice. The spiders from the 8-drop spider finally have the spider subtype. That's good. When Nico's level up counter would not update unless Nico attacked. Okay. Damaged Shadow in the Brush fully healed when transforming. Oh, that was a bug. I thought this was intended. Alright. Summon instead of create. Okay, minor templating bugs. Arcade hacker level up. Okay, I've never seen that. Alrighty, that seems to be it. My greetings to Matt. Wonderful, wonderful death. Alrighty. So, am I happy with the patch notes? I think overall, I am satisfied with the patch notes. Since Siren Song got a really hard nerf, I also really like that coins are getting nerfed. Aggro decks are seeing a slight nerf, and also Kaiser. And I'm really happy that the check package gets a huge buff, and also the Den Mother is getting buffed. And the Nico package. I'm a bit sad that the Ambush, like from Nidalee, the package, is not seeing buffs. But maybe they don't even need it. Since the best decks are getting nerfed now. So maybe Nidalee is fine where she is now and seeing play. Hush is making me a bit scared, but Dargon hasn't been like in the spotlight for a long time anyway, so I don't think it matters. But the Dargonian Tailstones are gonna be a really good card though. Alright, but what I'm missing here is a nerf to champion strength. I really think that card 100% deserved a nerf. I'm also shocked we didn't get a small nerf to Jack's Orn or like Aatrox Wayne. So let's see how much the meta actually gets changed with this. So we're definitely gonna see Nico decks, most likely. Maybe even a good check deck. I'm not sure about Frostbite, if that's gonna be meta. But yeah, I'm curious. Hopefully the coin nerf will be enough to remove more Karma set players in the ladder. But yeah, I think I'm satisfied with the patch. What do you guys think about this patch note? About the patch notes? Are you satisfied? Did you see a buff you wanted to see? Were you hoping for other changes? Let me know down in the comments what you wanted to see, or if you're happy with the patch notes. I'm curious about that. And the patch is gonna be live tomorrow. I might even stream when it's gonna get released. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. If I'm gonna be streaming, I'm gonna announce it on my Discord server. But yeah, no promises yet. And yeah, thanks for watching the patch notes. Thanks for going through the patch notes with me. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye bye, YouTube.